Welcome back to the point of no return. In our last episode, we explored the perilous Atlantic crossing faced by the first French settlers. Today, in episode 13, we delve into the lives of those who arrived not to build fortunes, but to mend broken bodies and souls on a frontier ravaged by disease. We'll uncover the story of the Augustinian nuns who founded North America's first hospital north of Mexico, and whose courage forged a legacy of care in the heart of New France. In the summer of 1639, a ship sailed up the St. Lawrence River, its passengers gazing upon the rugged, untamed shore of Quebec. Among them were three women whose mission was as vast and challenging as the landscape itself. Marie Guenet de Saint-Ignace, Ancle Cointre de Saint-Bernard, and Marie Forestier de Saint-Bonaventure. These were the founding nuns of the Hôtel-Dieu de Quebec, women who had left behind the established comforts of France for a life of service in a fledgling, desperate colony. Their arrival was not just a matter of faith, it was an act of profound bravery. New France was a precarious foothold in a vast continent, a place where the threat of starvation, harsh winters, and conflict loomed large. But an even more insidious enemy stalked both the French settlers and their indigenous neighbors. Epidemic disease. Almost immediately upon their arrival, the nuns were thrust into a crucible of suffering. Smallpox, measles, and influenza, diseases to which the indigenous populations had no natural immunity. They were sweeping through their communities with devastating speed. The fledgling settlement of Quebec was transformed into a massive infirmary, and the nuns' modest, hastily constructed hospital became its epicenter. The accounts from this period are harrowing. The small wooden structure was overwhelmed, with patients lying on mats on the floor, their bodies racked with fever and pain. The Hospitalières, led by the capable Mother Marie Guenet, worked tirelessly, moving from one patient to the next with a quiet determination that defied the chaos surrounding them. Their work was a testament to both their medical knowledge and their deep-seated compassion. They administered what treatments they could, drawing on the herbal remedies and medical practices they had brought from Europe. But more than that, they provided comfort. In an era when medicine was often brutal and impersonal, the nuns offered a gentle touch, soothing words, and unwavering care. They learned the languages of the Algonquin and Montagnais peoples who sought their help, building bridges of trust amid immense fear and cultural collision. They cleaned wounds, fed the weak, and sat with the dying, offering spiritual solace to both Catholic settlers and non-Christian indigenous patients alike. Their ministry was universal, seeing only the person in need, not their origin or creed. The conditions were almost unimaginable. The nuns themselves were not immune to the diseases they treated, nor to the privations of colonial life. They faced bitter cold, meager food supplies, and the constant threat of Iroquois raids. Yet, their resolve never wavered. Marie Guenet and her sisters saw their work as a divine calling, a mission to heal the wounded frontier in both a literal and spiritual sense. They were not just nurses, they were diplomats, caregivers, and builders of a new society. Their hospital, the Hôtel-Dieu, became more than just a place for the sick. It was a cornerstone of the Quebec community, a symbol of resilience and compassion in the face of overwhelming adversity. The heroic efforts of these three women laid the foundation for a healthcare system that would endure for centuries. Their legacy is woven into the very fabric of Quebec. The story of the Hospitalières is a powerful reminder that history is not only shaped by soldiers and politicians, but also by the quiet, steadfast courage of those who choose to heal. The arrival of Marie Guenet, Anile Cointre, and Marie Forestier in 1639 marked a true point of no return, not just for the colony, but for the very idea of what a community could and should be. Join us next time on The Point of No Return, as we examine the daily lives of the early French settler women in Quebec. Please like and subscribe for more like this.